Our civilization is at a point of great change. Everybody's noticing it, not really knowing what to do. There's opportunities everywhere, but there's danger everywhere. Countries aren't sharing water, affecting farming. Our farmers can't produce food for more than it costs them to produce. They lose money every year now. Plus, we see the entire economy shifting into the stablecoin and this whole crypto thing, and they want to take all of our assets and bundle them and keep them. There's so many futuristic forecasts. One of them is we won't need humans anymore, even for the most basic of tasks. Then what do we do with all of them? They need to be fed, housed, clothed, and have jobs and purpose. So those AI gurus say. So when you're at the point of a robot being able to do the household tasks, being able to clean toilets and sinks, these were jobs that were reserved for those who would work for low wages better than not, and that was a great work ethic. Look how this thing comes in. It can clean. Now, hopefully they don't swap what was just a toilet for the table cleaning cloth, but that's a different story depending on the programming there. But you can see how this single item itself can do everything a human can in the house in terms of cleaning. Like before, you'd have to pay a maid to do that, hire somebody, do it yourself, spend the time, and this thing can even take out the rubbish for you. Yet on the planet at the same time, in the Thar Desert in India, they still keep the traditional ways, caravanning, carving intricate patterns into the camel fur. So now we have these worlds existing in the same space. Now those that are in the Thar Desert, for example, have even resisted credit cards, internet. But I'm sure peripheries of those families are into the system. It's just there's always going to be a core group that holds the old ways, regardless of the technological changes. They can live without money. They've been doing it for thousands of years. They trade, barter. So if we're going to be forced into a system where we have a choice of get with the system, do what you're told, take these measures, or you won't be able to operate, buy, trade, or sell in there, or you just swing over into the total trade and barter economy, as been done for thousands of years. We're at this crossroad in civilization right now. In so many ways, it's really, stacking up. And if you look at it objectively, there's going to be two types of humans on the planet. That's where we sit at this juncture right now with civilization, society, and humanity. Because even if you want to be left alone as far away as you can get, this behemoth is going to try to steamroll, smash down, intrude on your way of life, to overtake like the Borg. I mean, we have these modern technologies now. This is dolphin echolocation using a cymoglyph, as in cymatics. They call it aguasonic. And this is from an Atlantic spotted dolphin near the Azores. And we're at a change of the era. The technology which is quickly morphing into something else, all AI based. And if we look back in the past, the architects of eras, infamous, most of them. Rockefeller with the oil, Carnegie with the steel, Vanderbilt with the railroads, Ford now with the electric cars, but the motor company originally, Edison, who stole Tesla's invention. By the way, Nikola Tesla, look up the bulbs in the illumination of the World's Fair. But we'll give it to Edison, because it's printed on the page. It should say Tesla, actually, and now Nakamoto. There's a well-known saying on Wall Street, sell in May and go away. This year, even the big players are echoing that sentiment. Bank of America and UBS are both urging caution, advising investors to sell the rally. Markets are still struggling to regain their footing. We've seen over $11 trillion in wealth erased from U.S. equities, and the broader economic outlook remains uncertain. Historically, periods like this have often led to increases in central bank intervention, which more often than not means more money printing and a weaker dollar. In uncertain environments, one asset has shown remarkable resilience over thousands of years: physical gold. And Goldman Sachs is projecting a possible rise to $4,000 an ounce by 2026. If you're looking for stability in turbulent times, owning physical gold can offer a level of diversification and protection that paper assets simply can't. Here's the next step. Call Monetary Gold at 1-888-570-2636. Ask how you can hold gold in a tax advantage IRA and what incentives they have today. Again, that's 1-888-570-2636. And tell them Adapt 2030 sent you. So you can see where each of these eras has led to the next quantum jump in terms of connectivity and capital raise and how we expand the economy. Well, it looks like a lot of these are going to revert back on themselves. If all the railroads on the planet break, we don't have a way to deliver. If the electricity stops, we go back to the Stone Age. If we don't have enough oil, we reduce ourselves back to the 1850s or 1860s pioneer lifestyle economy. But now we have this new thing here, this electronic cash, AI, all overlapping to whirlwind, dust devil, everything in on itself. It's almost like a black hole that's collapsing in and bringing everything with it. Many a time after reading The Great Taking from David Rogers Webb, how they are going to digitize all assets, assign a value to them, and then that will be the base of the New World economy with stablecoin issuance by private companies and banks. And here we go. Bergen County to tokenize $240 billion in property deeds on Avalanche. 370,000 property deeds across New Jersey. This is only the beginning of where it goes. Imagine all property in America digitized and assigned a value. Now, once they have this value wrapped up in a bundle, for a better term, then they can issue off of it, because you have to have the underlier. You have to have something beneath it before you can then issue something that people will believe is real, because the entire system now is so fake. Nobody believes that it's operational anymore. We just go along with it, and the world goes along with it because they have no other choice. Until now. And that now, as of a few days back, major U.S. banks, including J.P. Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Citigroup, and Wells Fargo, are exploring to issue a joint stable coin. Shocking, isn't it? These things are unrolling so fast that they're actually layering on top of each other. So the first move, second move, third move. So these stable coins, 1 equals $1. So there's the base again. So these banks also own mortgages. So if they wrap them up and assign a value to them, just like a kilogram of gold. If I have the kilogram of gold and I give you little pieces of paper and say it's here, and you just come and get a fraction of it, then you'll believe that there's something there, as long as you trust that I have a repository and I can protect the gold, that anytime it's redeemable, you will trust that. This whole fiat print forever thing is not trustable anymore. Nobody trusts it. We have moved ED. The new system's already been put in place and is starting. This is it. They're digital. They'll call it a dollar. They don't want to spook you. It's the same. Now look how this moved. Banks are going to issue their own stablecoins. Companies can too. Now we got counties and states wrapping up all their real estate. So you see how those two are going to move in tandem themselves. Now, the thing that prevented all this from really going into hyper gear was you couldn't invest in it. You couldn't put it in 401ks. Big banks couldn't tell. Oh, wait, scratch the record. Labor Department withdrawals 2022 warning against crypto and 401ks. Put it all in. Get the Bitcoin into your retirement, IRA, 401k. Let it roll. And the global adoption has begun of all stock market listed companies that are buying this to put in their balance sheets. Not only that, but you're telling me you're going to put quadrillions of dollars in and it's not going to go somewhere. At some point, Bitcoin is going to get too inflated. It's going to have to go out elsewhere. But you can see already it has started. Before it was, oh, don't touch it, it's a scam, it did this and that, every excuse in the book, until they needed the perfect time to release this. Right now is that perfect time. I'm saying it's because the food shortages are coming. That you can't glue an economy together if there's no food. So now we come to the basics again. Food production. Texas farmers struggle as U.S. denies Mexico water requests over treaty shortfalls, and that treaty was from 1944, the Water Treaty, where Mexico delivers water from the Rio Grande, and then the U.S. gives water back from the Colorado River. But drought conditions. But is it really? Yeah, drought on the land, but the rivers are still plentiful enough where they could deliver the water, but they're not. So we're back to the same old things through history. It is a repeating cycle. Rio Grande, the big blue thing on the map here in the middle, running from Colorado to Mexico down to Chihuahua. Time immemorial, people have been along this river, and Petroglyph National Monument is right there. That hourglass, that's a zeta pinch. So electrified, it glowed in our skies and they could see it. Those intertwining loops, what looks like DNA, those are field-aligned currents looping on a highly electrified atmosphere. These are plasma petroglyphs. Again, a repeating cycle. Stairway to heaven. It's not a serpent. It's dancing plasma in the skies. So the biblical stories of stairways to heaven, did they witness also that and try to put it into something from God's wrath? Now for years now, Mexico has failed to hold up its end of the agreement. 1,750,000 acre feet. So an acre foot is 1 acre of land size by 1 foot deep of water, and that's an acre foot over the 5-year cycle. But Mexico's only delivered so far 488,000. That is a very big shortfall, and that's all they delivered since 2020. It's 2025. They're missing well over 1 million acre feet. And that's why you can see some of this back and forth with Mexico and the United States. They might talk about tariffs, but it's really a lot about this water, because if we can't grow food, people get angry. And when their food prices go up, they get pretty perturbed. But when their food prices go up to be unaffordable, that's when governments topple. You can see why water is pretty important in this whole thing. And then our farmers, they can't even produce at break-even cost. Off of brownfield ag, below break-even. So production for corn is 25% higher than it was 4 years ago, but the prices remain pretty much the same. Hopefully those will increase, but by saying that, that's increasing our food price, so I don't hope they don't, but farmers got to break even so they can stay in business. If they go bankrupt, we don't have any food. And the break-even for soy has risen 15% since 2021. And then with all the tariffs from China, a huge amount of our petrochemicals come from there that are in the agribus. I don't agree with it. I don't like all the chemical everywhere, but that's just the way it is. That comes from China, which puts another nail in the coffin of agriculture and rising food prices. And you can see why the economy is resetting right now. It's just not going to hold the structure. But you're going to need to be healthy and well fed. That's why you want to consider TrueLeafMarket.com, heirloom and organic seeds for any grow zone on the planet. That link's in the description box below. Every purchase helps keep this channel on air, bringing you information just like this. I do appreciate you watching. Hope you got something out of the video. See you next time. Bye for now.